Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. I'm your host, shefaliburns. If you're new to me, new to my show, new to my channel on YouTube, please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their processes, their mini readings, their healings, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear guest is Colby Wilk, and we're going to be talking about the reason that you are stuck. It's because of what's in your blind spot. So in this live Q&A with Colby, we're going to be taking lots of your questions, doing lots of mini readings, and we're going to identify the unseen pattern shaping your results. So Colby will be doing that. He's going to bring into focus what's felt elusive or just out of reach. Not matter of it. It doesn't matter what your efforts are, and he's going to name what's been quietly running beneath you, beneath the surface, creating confusion and heartache. So if you would like to work with Colby, please do raise your hand. We will be working with you one-on-one. And you do need to have your video on if possible. And for those of you who don't know Colby, he's been with us before many, many times. He's an intuitive wayfinder. He helps people notice what's been quietly shaping their lives from the background, the part they haven't been able to see but can feel. Through deep listening and intuitive clarity, Colby brings attention to what's been calling from beneath the surface. And when that comes into view, people often experience a natural shift, not because they're fixed, but because something essential is no longer missing. So Colby doesn't always give answers or directions, but today he's going to be. He helps people reconnect with their own knowing so they can move forward with greater honesty, ease, and trust. What he offers isn't a miracle, though at times it can feel miraculous. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Colby back to the show. Colby, welcome.
Hello. Nice to be back.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Wonderful. So, Colby, before we get into the actual questions from people and people wanting to work with you, I just want to talk a little bit about the blind spot.
Sure.
So, because I think we all have blind spots, don't we?
Yeah, you have a big one.
Yes, I can imagine. Yes, I do have blind spots for sure. So, what does that mean exactly? Because like when we talk about blind spot, we talk about when we're driving and we can't see that's peace. That's why we have to move our shoulders, look behind ourselves to see what's actually there. But in this case, are you talking about like patterns, affinities, beliefs that are running in our field that we are just not aware of because we're too attached to something else, or
Well,
what?
you're a seeker. I'm a seeker. Your people are
Yes,
seekers. And we have
yes,
all read a lot of books and listened to a lot of audiobooks, been to gurus, shaman, energy healers, and yet I speak to people every year who have an intention, and a lot of times it's the same intention, like to meet somebody, to increase their income, to change their career, to move. And year after year, it doesn't change. And the reason it doesn't change is one, people have been applying other people's solutions, other people's answers to their situation. That's not going to help. It might help other things, but there's that one thing that doesn't seem to want to shift that you really want to shift. And the reason that is because there's something in your blind spot that you're not aware of that's running you below the surface, impacting your efforts and impacting your outcomes. So what I do is help you to put your attention on your blind spot and reconcile with what's been running you below the surface, causing you pain, suffering, loss. So today, I thought we could do something where I'll bring it to people's awareness, what's in their blind spot. The offer sessions are we unwind what's in that blind spot. So you're going to become aware of what that is. And then if you want, we can unwind it in a session. So for me, I've had blind spots throughout my life, as many people have had, where I couldn't make money and then I unwound something and money came. I couldn't meet somebody for a partner. I unwound it for years. And then I found what it was and I unwound it. And people came. I'll give you an example. I was meeting with a young lady who couldn't find a partner. Beautiful, inside and out. and she complained she couldn't get a date. And she really wanted love. She really wanted partnership. But when I looked, what was in her blind spot was her father telling her she's crazy. And I asked her about this, and she said, yes, that's my dad. He would tell me I'm crazy. And I want to convince him that I'm not by bringing somebody home. Oh, so you want a partner to prove that you're valid and not crazy. You want a partner, but you also want a partner to convince your father. And that is why it's not happening. So with that awareness that that is what's stopping her, her work ahead was very clear to learn how to validate herself, to learn how to forgive her father. And once that happened, it became fertile ground for someone to show up, which they have. Now, I'm not saying we're bringing our attention to our blind spot to get stuff. I want people to be beyond having to have stuff to be okay. It is possible that once you discover what's in your blind spot, in my case, with income, career, and love, something can shift. But what we're talking about is having greater freedom, greater ease, being beyond circumstance. And that's the reward of knowing yourself, because that's the game, right? To know who we really are, to evolve into who we are. And that's not necessarily
Absolutely.
a process, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's an ongoing process for sure, knowing who we are and embodying that and living from that space.
Right.
Um, so so that's a great example of somebody who had a blind spot, who was looking for a partner, relationship, etc. And so a lot of the healing work that comes after being aware of what the blind spot is can deal with forgiveness, like you mentioned, or clearing of some sort, or because you mentioned unwinding. What does unwinding mean to you?
Give you an example. I had another client who couldn't pass his naturopathic exams. Great guy, smart. And when I went and looked, I saw him with a hammer and I asked him about it. He's like, oh, I love building. And I talked to him more and he says, I really would like to be a handyman. And I'm like, wow, why aren't you being a handyman? Well, because they don't make much money. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, my handyman makes more money than I do. He's like, well, I don't want to be like my father. He was blue collar. And there it is. I have this talent. It is my heart's desire, but I can't allow myself it. I have to be a naturopath to prove myself to some other, to myself. And with him, it was embracing the fact that he could make good money as a handyman and he was valid as a handyman. And just the simple awareness of it unwound the pattern. Now, that can happen as well as becoming aware of the pattern. Let's say someone's addicted to drugs, being aware and choosing not to do those things. And that choice gets easier and easier with the more work they do. There's no shortage of solutions for how to unwind a pattern. The key is 99% of my job is seeing somebody and helping them to see themselves. Once you see yourself, the healing happens. It's pretty amazing. Um, without story.
Yeah, yeah.
Without story.
And is it possible? Have you ever had? That's a stupid question, I'll be honest, but have you ever had somebody who didn't want to see themselves?
I think everyone's kind of afraid to see themselves, including myself. It's scary. We want to be free. We want our lives to change, but very few people want to change.
Yeah.
And when we get closer and closer to change, we close down, we anchor in because we're scared, because that change is threatening to how we've lived our lives up till now, how we've taught to live our lives. So we collapse into ourselves, we get rigid. And of course, we're afraid. Part of the work is that resistance. And if somebody doesn't have that resistance, a lot of times they're not aware of what the change is going to do. Because spirituality is the shedding of identity. That's what it is. Whatever you say, I am blank, there's your identity. And so if you're used to being one way and going into your blind spot might alter that, that's really super, super scary. Like for instance, I had a client wanted a partner, could see the benefit of having a partner, having somebody to go to weddings with and whatever the case may be, having someone to sleep with, great, but didn't want somebody in her house. Didn't want somebody leaving towels on their floor, right? And didn't want to navigate around somebody because their whole childhood was spent navigating around their parents and their siblings and being afraid of an outburst. And so she was working against her own desire. I want a partner, but I don't want to navigate around somebody. And she fused those two things together. It's possible to have a partner that you don't have to navigate around. But approaching that is scary because as you approach what you want, the reason you developed the strategy was so you don't get overwhelmed. Resistance is part of healing, and it's to be respected, not plowed through. There are parts of us who are very willing, well-meaning, keeping us safe, although dissatisfied, but keeping us safe.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I answered your question.
Yes, and we've all experienced it, right? So, yes, when we want change, we want something different, but are we truly willing to then, be with that change, be with that transformation? And I mean, it's difficult, right? It's an adjustment even as well. And it is about being in that unknown space and trusting that you'll be okay. You'll be able to navigate through that space of the unknown. So there's a lot that can come up for sure. But again, a lot of it is just your own ego trying to keep you safe, which is what that is its job, is to keep you safe, keep the status quo. So there is going to be a little bit of uncomfortableness, a little bit of unease, a little bit of unknown and fear about what the change will bring. But if it's kind of like we have this, I want this, but I don't want this. And so they contradict each other. And so then you stay stuck, right?
Right. And all of us who are on the call chose to be spiritual. We didn't realize what that choice would mean in terms of outcomes and events. And so sometimes you may choose to be spiritual, like, oh, this is great. I'm going, because the laws of attraction and all that, we think we're going to get the lives that we want. When in truth, a lot of times when we choose to be spiritual, we are confronted with what we are not that we think we are. And it could be as you have, as I have, right? And that confrontation process is very hard if you're attached to being a way. So, for instance, there was a period of time where I couldn't make a buck. And I'm like, wow, I'm educated, I'm smart, I couldn't make a buck. And I was like, what is going on here? And I'm like, okay, am I still valid even though I don't make much money? Am I still valid? Am I still worthwhile? And even though I know the answer is yes, there's a part of me that didn't. I kept on calling myself a loser or whatever the case may be, or was really, until I got to that place of unconditional, like, I'm good. So what? I don't make money. So what? Does that make life any worth less living? No. And then when I got that, things started to roll again. A lot of times when we're experiencing loss, we're trying to learn unconditional love for ourselves. When nothing's working, that's a lot of times what we set ourselves up to learn. Now, in my opinion, there's no higher self puppeting us, right? I don't believe that. I believe that we put things in play with our intention, and the rest of us, the central self, our inner power, coordinates accordingly, coordinates circumstances so that we learn what we need to learn to get where we want to get. We just don't remember saying what we wanted. And so it seems that the universe is doing something to us, when really the universe is working through us for us.
Absolutely. I totally agree. But there is support available for us, absolutely, as well. So even when we're going through these challenges, these unknowns, etc., we are not alone, and we can get support from other healers, from our higher self, angels, guides, if you believe in that kind of thing. But again, it always comes down to us. Why do we want this thing? Why do I, like, for example, why do I want a partner? Why do I want a thriving business? Why do I want to move somewhere, right? And getting to the root of that, I think, is also important. So are you coming from a place of fear, or are you coming from a place of, true just joy and desire and happiness?
Right. Like the guy coming to me to pass his naturopathic exams. He didn't want to pass his naturopathic exams. He wanted to be a handyman, a builder, but he couldn't admit it. And that's why it
Yeah.
wasn't working out with his self was moving him towards this, and he kept on resisting because he thought it wasn't okay. So there's a version of us that all needs to come out of the closet. And we may not even know. We just know that we have unfortunate circumstances and we want our circumstances to change. And we think we're willing to change. Okay, great. Let's put that to the test and look into our blind spot and see what has been hidden there, what has been abandoned, what needs attention, and then slowly open it in a safe way that doesn't overwhelm.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not on the hot seat today, thank goodness.
Really
But
could
I'm good for now, for this moment. I'm
Okay.
good.
All right.
Um, we all have blind spots. So if you think you have a blind spot, or if there's an area in your life that's not working right now, and you're here live with us and you have raised your hand, let me just clarify some things, and Colby will assist me in this. But Colby doesn't need a big, long story,
Please
right?
no.
So
Please
we
no.
don't need a big, long story, but you do have to have, like, you have to say, because I do not like cold readings. I've said that many times, and I don't think that's appropriate for anyone. So at least have some sort of intention, like, I want a partner. I want to start my healing business. I want to move. I something, right? And what is in my blind spot? But you got to have something. Don't just say what's in my blind spot, because that's too vague. It's too big. We all have blind spots in different areas, right? Colby, anything else? Any other
Those
rules?
people who have a question, please turn your camera on now. So we're not waiting for you to turn your camera on. So only pick people whose camera's on. And then you say, my name is, I, blah, 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 Colby, what's in my blind spot? And then I may ask you a question. I may just tell you.
Yeah,
And we're not going to resolve that today. Just to be really clear, we're going to point at it. And if you want to unwind it, that's for sessions. Okay? Just to be
yeah,
clear. Alrighty.
yeah. I think that's clear. And before we start, Autumn asked a question in the chat, and it's, can you help someone if they don't have a clear objective? So for this call, for this mini reading, I guess you need to have some objective of some sort. But if you sign up for the healing session with Colby, that's a different story. So we can talk about that when we talk about the package. Okay, but for here, you got to have something. You can't just say, um, what's my blind spot? Yes, in a one-on-one, there's more room for getting
Finding,
to,
finding it.
right, to what?
Yeah, because all I'm doing is I'm following someone's intention, the thread. And if you
Yeah,
don't have intention, you're giving me more to do, and it takes more time. And this
yeah,
is trying to help as many people as we can in this
yeah.
call.
So, she's talking about in a one-on-one session, in a personal session with you. So in a personal session, you can come in with
You can come in
nothing and just say, I don't know, but I need help with something. I don't know what exactly, nothing's working in my life, whatever. And then Colby can definitely assist you with that. Does that make sense, Autumn? Yes. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're going to go to Catherine. Catherine, you want to unmute? Because Laura, even though you turned on your camera, we can't see your face. So Catherine, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Catherine Hafer, and I am trying to distinguish what my blind spot is in reference to me earning more income. There seems to be, I only
Catherine,
get so far and
stop.
then I get
Catherine,
blocked.
stop. So I
Perfect.
get
That was
it. I don't
perfect.
need any more. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want to be
that was
rude.
absolutely perfect, Catherine, the way you said
Perfect.
that. So
But the
great.
images start coming and I got to report or else they get stuck. Do you understand, Catherine?
No problem.
Thank you, Catherine. I don't want to be rude. Catherine, you, the animal that's with you today is the toucan. Toucans are those Fruit Loop birds with the
Right.
beak. Yeah. And toucan is all about originality, doing their own thing, being like, I'm a weird looking bird and I could still fly with the seagulls. And I have no problem with my originality. Okay. What's in your blind spot is giving yourself permission to raise your freak flag, be as weird and as original as you will as you will allow yourself to be. So one, that's the encouragement. Can you feel the energy? The encouragement of your spirit saying, Catherine, raise your freak flag. Be you. Be weird. And now what's in your blind spot, which we would need to uncover, is what is in your way of allowing yourself that? And unwinding that and giving yourself permission to be you, your toucan self. Do you follow? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Any
Yep.
thoughts about what I said?
Yeah, I just have to figure out, I feel like I'm being very authentic and that I am me.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe I have to offer something different, but I guess I'm hoping I'll get some signs as to what direction.
How do you want to make money? I'm sorry, it was about money, right?
Yeah. I
And how do
mean
you make
some,
money?
pardon?
How do you want to make money?
Through helping people. I'm a chiropractor, so I'd like to see and serve more people.
And what kind of chiropractic do you do?
Probably just your I would say basic chiropractic.
And that is the problem. There's a lot of wacky chiropractic out there, my friend. Network is a wacky form of chiropractic that I know of. Look how your field lights up when I say that. Look how elevated you become. Look how you're starting to glow. Like there's forms of chiropractic that are really interesting and innovative and intuitive. And that's the toucan. Can you feel that?
Hmm.
Okay. You
Okay.
have direction now. Now my
Okay.
question is, in session, what we would do is look at all the chiropractics that you could think of. And we're going to find one that will line up nicely with your energy so that it's easy for you. It's natural for you. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, my friend
Right.
Catherine.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. So we are going to go to people are having some issues with their cameras, but they're starting to get them on, so that's great. So we're going to go to Pragati.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
hello. Oh, sorry. So I'm Pragati, and the blind spot that I feel I have is um, not knowing how to get people to like me or to feel likable.
Who do you want to
So,
be liked?
sorry,
Who do you want to be liked by?
my family, people at work.
So what you show me is walrus, and walrus is a heavy animal with tusks, right? That goes on the ice. I do a lot of animal totems because it's just a shorthand. And walruses are fat.
Yeah. So I was going to say weight loss. So yeah,
And they exist out of the water and in the water. And what you're struggling with is not being liked, but finding your people.
um,
You are trying to get liked by people who are not your people. And what I mean by not your people is not your family, but rather people who are the same residents as you. So another way of saying it is you're shopping for vegetables at a shoe store.
yeah.
And so, my friend, what's up with that?
I don't know. I don't,
Do you agree with what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I understand. It resonates
So
completely.
there's a way that something in your blind spot that causes you to not find your own people. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's ask about that. Something in a way. So when I ask about that, there's a little paranoia here. You show me eyes just looking around like you're afraid, you're afraid. Oh, you're afraid, you're afraid. And there's all sorts of fear of being watched, being observed. being criticized. That's what's in the way. You're paranoid. And I don't mean paranoia in a criminal,
No, I
psychological,
understand.
right? So don't be offended, right?
I'm not.
You're a
I'm not.
lovely person, right? You're a lovely person. Unfortunately, I could see that. I've got to get you to see that because you're not aware of your own loveliness. I could tell you all day long how lovely you are. It's about you getting it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in session, what we would do is we would unwind this pattern that's causing you to be overly aware of what others, you project what others perceive, so that you could find your people. Because what happens is if you're like this, then you can't anchor down enough to draw your people to you. We've got to calm the system in order to get you in resonance with those folks. So I'll give you an example. For years, I was running around very like, right, like a little ADHD, like this. Shefali knows, right? You've known me for years. A little more hyper. But the truth is, I'm very grounded naturally. I'm very anchored. But it took me a while to get to that point. The same thing goes with you. Who you think you are and who you actually are, there's a transition going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we work together in private session, I want to help you take your focus off of others, be less afraid, so that you could find your people. And my friend, my homework for you, can I give you homework?
Yeah, of course. I'm writing everything down.
Oh, I love this. I love this. I want you to write a list of the people in your life, okay? Mom, dad, brother, your friend Gwendolyn, whatever. I want you to write next to them if they're your people or not your people. This is not an intellectual thing. This is an intuitive thing. It's just my person. And then if they're not your people, I ask you to consider letting them go. And if they're your family, I understand why you wouldn't. But if they're not your family, then we look at why you're holding on to people who are not your people. Because then you're coming at people from an empty cup, not a full cup. I'll give you an example. I'll go on a date with somebody who I know is not right for me. And then I come back, I'm like, it was a crappy date. Well, of course it was a crappy. You knew it was a crappy date, Colby, but you went anyway because you were desperate. And then I stopped. And then real people, and I'm Jewish. In Yiddish, we call them mensches. A real mensch came. Does that make sense?
What's a mensch? Sorry.
A mensch is a good person in Yiddish. Good guy.
Okay.
Good, solid person.
Okay. Yeah.
Will you do the homework?
Yes. Yeah. I'll write my list.
Okay, my friend. And then if you want, I'll see you in session.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure's mine.
Awesome. Thank you, Pragati. And I think that was something that is relevant for a lot of us. So, that's homework for all of us. We can all do it, right? So please do try to incorporate some of what we're learning with Colby for yourself too, even if you don't get your question answered, okay? So just really quickly, Lori, who's on Android, there should be button that says raise your hand, or if you click on yourself, I think there's a button there that says raise your hand. But it's okay. I know you want to raise your hand, so I will, as long as you have your camera on, we will do it, okay? I see you with your I see a Lori with their camera on, so don't worry. I'll get to you in just a minute, okay? All right, Anita, you want to unmute?
Good afternoon, Shefali, and my question is, what is my blind spot in me moving forward in starting a holistic business?
Anita, say your name again.
Anita Kobelis.
And what's your holistic business?
Well, I'm trained as a Reiki master and crystal healing and sound healing. So,
Anita, when you speak, when I put my hand up, that means I got it. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be rude. It's just if I don't get it out, it messes with my head. So as soon as you started speaking, I didn't know what it was, but I saw this like pony with a unicorn hair, like childhood drawing, and there's a magical quality to you for sure. Where'd she go? Where did Nita go?
Oh,
There you are. There you.
where'd
You
it
moved on
go?
my screen. So there's a
Okay.
magical quality to you. So without a doubt, and you're in the world of magic, for lack of a better word, right? Not quid pro quo magic, but magic. So if you're wanting to start a business, what I don't see there, my friend, is business acumen. Like there's no desire to run a business and make money. There's a desire to do magic, transformational work, but there's no desire to like make a buck and market
That's
yourself.
true. Yeah,
Okay.
true.
If you want to do magic, then do magic. If you want to do business, then you're going to have a reorientation.
Yeah, I just don't have the head for business. So, so maybe I'll just do it as a hobby and just get my, my tribe together to work with me, I guess. I don't know, but I've always had that desire. I was very motivated before my husband passed, but since then it seems, I've just been blocked. But maybe that's the reason. I just don't want to make.
Wait. Hold on a second. Anita, you're not blocked. Let's be clear about this.
I see.
You have a skill set for sure. You're a good magical healer type. Wonderful. You're not blocked from making money at being a healer, but is it really your real desire to make money as a healer? You're not blocked. I'm saying, is the desire there? And I don't see it. That doesn't mean it can't be there.
Okay.
Okay. If you want, you can have anything you want. Okay. You can have anything you want as long as one, you have a strategy and you don't put it in front. There's a lot of rules about that. But do you want to make money as a healer?
Not necessarily, but I do enjoy, doing it.
So then do it and give up the business side of it. Give it away for
Okay.
free. Work with people who can't afford it. But don't make it mean that you're blocked, because that'll contribute to a sense of being victimized by the everything. We don't want that.
Okay.
Right? I love doing magical work. I'm in a position I can do it for free. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
My absolute pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you, Anita. All right, Lori, that's been having lots of problems with her video camera. I see you. So go ahead with the pink shirt. So you
Thank
want to
you very
unmute?
much. I can't. I'm always like, who is this person I'm talking to next?
So Lori, you just have to
Right
unmute your
now.
audio now. You have to unmute your audio. You were able to figure out the video?
Speak.
Yeah, there you go. Now
You can hear
put
me?
we can hear you, but now we can't see your video anymore. Now we've lost.
Let's just, if I could hear her, then we could work. I don't need to see her because I already saw her.
Okay, so Lori, you do need to turn on your audio because your audio is muted again.
Speak. Okay. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Lori.
Perfect.
Thank you. I had it keeps going off. I was in a car accident a year and a half ago. How do I heal? What's blocking me or
That's
from
not a question,
healing?
Lori. I want you to stop, Lori. Breathe and stop. Colby, I want to know what's in my blind spot. Use that terminology.
Colby, I want to know what's in my blind spot regarding healing myself from this car
Lori,
accident.
stop. You have a lot of alien energy around you, extraterrestrial energy. Can you tell me why that is? You have little green guys all over you. And these are not green guys I trust, just to let you know. So, Lori, that either says to me that you've been inviting some other extraterrestrial being or somebody has introduced you to these beings. So we need to be very, very cognizant about the beings that we work with and very picky about who we work with, because there are a lot of beings out there who want to help, but also have their own agenda. So you are having an imbalance in your system because there are other beings interfering, hijacking, or just curious, and they're having a negative impact on your biology running smoothly. Do you understand, Lori? I see your mic has been turned off. So I'll just keep talking. And oh, there
I
she is.
need to keep-
Oh, she's back off.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Why don't we come back to Lori when she's figured this out, Alara? Because I can't, you know.
I have no idea. That's scary.
So Lori, have you been involved with some sort of other healers or shaman or things that you've involved yourself with?
Okay, I'm so sorry. Anything there?
Good. Keep it.
Okay, Lori, why don't you forget about the Android and just go on to your desktop instead, because the Android is not working for you. Okay?
So here I am. Audio. Oh, good thinking. Can you hear?
Yep.
Yes. I'm gonna mute the other
I have
one. Okay.
no idea. I used to do sound healing work, and it was just very wonderful and healing. But I have no idea what any of that is
So
about.
Lori, you need to let me stop you. So we know what's in your blind spot, that you have other things in your field that are interfering. So what needs to happen is your field needs to be cleared and alliances need to be made with beings who want what you want for yourself. So that's what's in your blind spot. If you want help with that, a session is where we do that, where we unwind this pattern of trying to be saved, because that's what this is about. You don't believe you can
Oh my
save
God.
yourself, and so you involve some other beings that are willing to step in. Now,
Holy crap.
it's not a big deal.
Okay, good.
Not a huge deal. You can get scared if you want, but it's not going to serve you. We're human beings. We're one of the highest forms of life in the multiverse. We have authority if we just know how to use it and claim it. So I'm not trying to scare you.
Yeah.
This is my read. So my suggestion would be to put yourself in alignment with some sort of higher being, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Moses. Put yourself in alignment with that. And if you want help with your health, that's where we would do a session.
It makes sense in that I need to take my power and stand in my power is what I've been sort of, starting to realize. So yeah, thank you so much.
And when you don't, and that's when these beings show up, sometimes for good, sometimes for bad, sometimes a combination.
How weird.
No, not weird at all. It's very logical. Very logical.
Okay.
Not a huge deal. There's ways of handling this. Okay?
Great. Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure.
Great. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
We did it.
That was wild.
All right, Ina, you want to unmute?
Hello, Shefali and Colby.
Hi.
My name is Ina Ramey. And Colby, I would like to know what my blind spot is towards walking with ease and grace again.
Keep talking. Tell me more.
I would like to hike the hills and see the butterflies and smell the mustard. I would just love to walk with my grandchildren and go to the beach. I can walk with two canes, so I can get around, but I would love it to be with ease and grace again.
I don't see that happening. I'm sorry to report. That's not what I can see. That doesn't mean I'm right. And I don't mean to depress you, but there's an opportunity in you not walking that you're insisting upon not you, but the larger part of you that's saying like, look, if she walked, I'm like talking to you right now, you're like, kind of, you got your canes and I see you hobbling around and you're doing just that. You're getting out and you're looking at the birds and you're in such appreciation and gratitude, Ina. And I see that very clearly I see that very clearly, which is a huge, one could say, journey for you, an opportunity that this has opened for you. Like there's been huge benefit of you not being able to walk, that you've reached spiritually new heights. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right?
And so if I made a separate reality or whatever and dropped here where you started walking again, I think that all goes away.
Yes. Yes.
That goes away. And your soul, larger part of you is saying, no, that's not what she wants. She wants a raised vibration, a more embodied, more gratitude, more appreciation. And this very uncomfortable situation allows that, not allows, facilitates that. That
Yeah.
without the situation, you go back.
Yes. Get lost in the world. Get lost in
Right.
chaos. Yes.
Right. So, how about, my friend, I'd like to introduce you to a concept. Can I do that?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Consider that consciousness is an ocean, okay, which it often has been compared to. In the ocean, there are tides. And when they say you get in a tide, you get in a riptide, not to fight the riptide because you're going to wear yourself out, but just ride the tide. And when it spits you out, you go into another tide or go on the beach, whatever the case may be. You're in a tide. You're in a tide of not being able to walk as gracefully as you would like. We could sit in that with appreciation and gratitude as you're doing a great job, or make it wrong. Make it wrong is the equivalent or to thrashing,
Right.
wearing yourself out. So what's in your blind spot is to stop wishing it would be different and to accept it as perfect as it is. And as shitty as it is. Pardon me, I apologize.
No.
I'm not saying it's not hard, but like, great. And perhaps, my friend, my experience has been when we accept the tide we're in, that's when the tide can spit us out, if
Right.
it's going to. Okay?
You have affirmed what my heart has said. You make it okay to give myself permission to be happy this way. Thank you.
You have made my day.
Mine too.
You've made mine. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you, Ina, for sharing with us. And I just want to say, sometimes we can't see the gift that challenges bring, right? But every challenge that is there in our lives is bringing us something. It's bringing us closer to who we are, to knowing who we are. And sometimes that is the greatest gift, right? So for me, it is all about knowing who we are, our spiritual evolution, expanding our consciousness, etc. And sometimes we can only do that during those difficult and challenging situations. So I love that for you, Ina. I love that for you. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Namaste.
thank you. Beautiful. All right. We are going to go to Susan. Before we get to Susan, just 1 second, I just want to say really quickly, neither Colby or I are medical practitioners. So if you do have any issues of any sort, always also consult with a medical practitioner. We are giving our information, our experience, energy healing, energy techniques, etc., but we are not medical practitioners. This is a disclaimer for everyone, including YouTube land. All right, go ahead, Susan.
Hi, Shamalia. Hi, Colby. My name is Susan. I'd like to know what my blind spot is associated with some of the loss of my eyesight due to not being able to receive help or support.
So I keep on seeing a birdhouse. I'm looking up at it. I wonder what that means. It's for a wren. It's got I think it's a wren. It's got a small circle. Tell me more about your situation, please.
I have what they call retinal degeneration in both eyes. So I have some loss of my central vision. So basically, I lost independence. I can't drive, can't read, can't write.
Oh,
So-
got it. Got it. So you're in the birdhouse. Got it.
And
Sorry,
my
funny.
husband is my support team.
Sorry, you're in the birdhouse. And you're kind of like in this house, away from people, up in the branches. Okay, and so what does she do? She wants her sight to rectify. Is that a possibility? Yeah, it's a possibility. What's in her blind? Why is she not? Oh, you're afraid of people. You're afraid. You've chosen to this thing to isolate yourself. You're afraid. You don't want to be down on the ground with the rest of us. You want to be up in the branches and the trees in this little house, safe. You don't trust the world. You don't trust people. You want to be isolated and alone. Do you understand?
Yes, because of being abandoned.
Okay, there's lots of reasons. So if you want to be isolated and alone, you're doing a great job. You're getting it. You're getting what you want. And so the key here is, how does somebody like yourself know safety up in the trees and on the ground with the rest of us? Is that a journey you want to take?
Yes.
Let's say no.
Oh, okay.
Let's say
No,
no for
sorry.
now. Let's say no. You
Okay,
might
no.
have to take it, right? But you don't really want to take it. Let's be clear, right? Right?
Mhm.
Let's be clear. None of us really want the journey on some level that we're on. We do want it, but we don't want it. Both can be true. Okay. So people are scary for you. And so you found a way to exit and stay safe in the trees. And the opportunity is for you to be on the ground with the rest of us, embodied.
Mhm.
Sound good?
Yes.
Can you feel how your energy is descending now, dropping down?
Oh, yes. It's dropping from my crown down to my root chakra.
Yeah. That's very good.
Ooh. It feels
Now-
like I'm entering my body.
Yeah. So in the treehouse, you're up in your crown. And when we go down into the ground, as I'm emanating this, you get to have the experience of what it's like to be in you, which is, in my opinion, what we're here to do. We're here to be human beings. Yes, to be spiritual human beings, but we're here to be human beings, right? So
Mhm.
I'm going to put my attention on it again, and notice you're going to drop down again. There you go. Is that okay?
Yeah, that feels weird. It's okay. Yeah, it feels neat in a way.
Yeah. So your homework is to bring your attention to this feeling.
Okay.
And in session, what we would do is make this more possible for you to do your everyday down and in, as opposed to up and out. Okay? Down and in. A lot of spirituality is up and out, which is great for some people. But when you lack as much ground as you do, up and out gets a little fragmented and airy and prone to paranoia and anxiety and depression, all that stuff. So you need a down and in approach. And with down and in, you get healthier, because health comes from the earth. That's where it comes from. The sun beams its energy, and the earth receives it and then blesses with plants and animals. So the more connected we are to the earth, to our lower body, the more our body can restore. That's why we talk to somebody who does Tai Chi, they'll say we age from the feet up, right? When you start having problems with your feet, then you're aging, and age goes up.
Right.
Make sense?
Yes.
How do
Yes,
you feel?
it hit home.
Yeah.
It really hit home. And the more you talked about it, the more it resonated. I just didn't realize it was that way.
So you need a few practices to bring yourself down,
Okay.
okay, to make this more and more possible for you, which is what we would do in session.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much, and blessings to you for that. Thank you.
Awesome.
And
Thank you,
Paula,
Susan.
Thank you for picking me, and blessings to you too, and best of health.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Sarah. Sarah, you don't have your camera on. Oh, there you go. Good.
Yeah. It's just a clip that I put over the camera so I can have my nice rainbow there and not just
Yeah.
do it with my moving. Hello, Colby. I
Hello,
would
Sarah.
like to know what my blind spot is around my work.
Tell me more.
I have switched from my rabbinic and Jewish work primarily and am taking a course with Susan Kennard, Ascension Healing Practitioners. And I put up a website and a YouTube, Facebook page and all that. So far, I'm not getting a response.
Yeah, it's not really in alignment with you, Sarah. Is it Sarah or Sarah?
Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah, you're coming from your solar plexus when you do the energy work. And if you come from your solar plexus, you're going to wipe yourself out because you're trying to, when someone comes from their solar plexus doing energy work, you're using your own chi, your own energy to do it. So you want to figure out another way of doing that kind of work. The reason being is you're being protected from doing it in a way that's going to wipe you out.
Oh,
Now, given you're Jewish, I assume your rabbinical studies, I'm Jewish. Okay.
yeah, you're a mensch.
Well, thank you. I hope so. Toda rabah.
Yeah.
Given you're a Jew and a rabbinical trained, you have a whole lot of ancestors and supports that you could take advantage of in terms of doing energy work different than the way you're being trained, which is not coherent for you. The key here is everyone is biologically, energetically different. You want to find a modality that works for your biology, your chemistry. Not all modalities work for everyone. Okay? You want to find something that works for your system that lines up. I was trained in hypnosis. I'm a terrible hypnotherapist. I think it's great work, not for me to do. I'm trained in Reiki. I'm terrible at it because it doesn't line up with me. You got to find something that lines up with you. Now, if you want, in session, we could look at all the different energy modalities that you're aware of, and we look at how they place in your field. And my suggestion for you, as someone who's well-trained and connected to your ancestors, is to layer that in. Because there's power in the tradition, as old as our tradition is, that other people do not have access to, that you can bring forward for their well-being. Do you understand?
I do. And one thing that is really working is that I'm what's called a Bala Bracha, a master of blessing, and I channel blessing. And that I've been doing that for 30, 40 years, and that works extremely well. I'm also a cantor, and I feel like chanting prayer has been sound healing, and now I have my bowls and all that sort of thing. And I don't have to study that. That just flows in
Very good.
and works. And I need to probably do some more publicity, like, get senior groups to let me come in and do that pro bono toward building a clientele. And I've also just been aligned with Rahani.
So what I'm saying makes sense. To find modalities, you have some modalities that line up with you, and you have others that not a little more challenging. So we want to take what's great about what's working and layer it in with this other modality you got. There are pieces of it, I'm sure, that can work well, right? But we just got to layer it and get you to work not from your solar plexus. If you're working for your solar plexus, you're going to try to prove yourself. And if your guides are doing their job, they will stop you from doing it to protect you. Now, having said that, there are guides who there may be somebody that not you guys are forwarding you into it to learn something else. But now, if you like I said in session, we could look at the different modalities, see how they line up with you, how to layer them, and get you also to stop trying to prove yourself. Because who you are is enough. You don't need to do anything to heal anyone. You just be, and the healing happens. I'm not trying here. I'm not efforting. Who I am is enough, and I know that. And the information just comes. Okay?
Okay.
Anything else? We're good?
Well, I'll mention this, just that I've had enough negatives and wounds and betrayals around my Jewish work that I really felt like I was leaving that and going on to something else where there was more support. So,
Support how? What do you mean by support?
the community that I'm in now, the ascension training I'm in now, it's very supportive. My Jewish community, though I had given my life for them, didn't understand me and did that thing where we don't quite get you.
So I'm gonna Jew it up for you. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, let's Jew this up. In the Kabbalah, we're taught to be the sun. We shine. We don't seek to get. That's basic Kabbalah training. I am the sun. I'm not trying to feed on anyone. I am radiating because I am fed by the divine itself. I'm not trying to get from Harry or Bill or support from this one or support from that one. When I try to get from somebody, I get slapped back because I'm reading forwarded to being supported by the divine. You are of an ancient tradition that has power imbued into it if you know how to access it. Stop going to something subpar and looking for support from people. Get your support from the divine.
Well, basically, I got put in a box and they said, we can't see your light. It troubles us. And, but
Should trouble.
yes, I was a prophet in past life. I've been, stoned to death. I've been through this before.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so
No, I know that I know from a lot of people that things that come through, when I'm talking and I'm channeling and doing weddings and all that is profound and
absolutely.
very helpful to people. I've always gotten that.
Yeah.
But love the community I'm in now because they try and see who I really am instead of making a lot of assumptions. And
Notice what's going on in your solar plexus as you speak. Notice
well,
that.
feels more in my heart, but yeah.
Notice what's going on here. As you speak about that other community, notice that. Just notice them. What is that? Why is that activated?
I have a tremendous amount of sorrow around it.
So there's work to be done there.
So what?
There's work to be done there. You're tremendously talented. There's no question in my mind about that. You could make money at this. Easy peasy. Notice what's happening.
Thank you very much for that insight.
Notice what's happening through your throat. Now, in session, we would stay with this long enough for it to unwrap and reveal the gift that's there. Okay? That's what we would do. Unwind this. Toda Rabah.
May I bless you that your light always shines through, that you are protected and loved by your angels and by your antecedents and all those on the other side who love you so much that they just, wow, you're just like a big firework.
Well, he tried. Toda Rabah. Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
See you later.
thank you, Sarah. All right. Asha, can you turn on your camera? And Elaine, can you turn on your camera? You need to have your camera on in order to work with Colby because he needs to see you.
I want to see people
Oh.
shine.
There's Elaine. Hi, Elaine. You want to go ahead and unmute?
Hi, I was just on a quick walk to get my vital forces, and I saw that Colby was on, and so I clicked on late here. So I'll take any words of wisdom at this point in time.
Nope.
No
Just kidding.
words
So,
of wisdom.
so Elaine, because you joined late, you're not aware of the rule is that you have to say
Specific.
what is in my blind spot regarding blah blah blah.
I guess tapping into my guidance.
Okay, so you got to say the whole thing.
To
What
go
is in my blind spot?
tapping into my guidance so that I can recalibrate to true north.
And what is true north for you?
True north feels like something that sustains me, supports me.
So get out of concept and tell me what you want from your body. Because right now, there's a lot.
Body more. I want more regulation. I want to feel more that I'm in the driver's seat and I control.
Elaine, stop.
Okay.
So what you're trying to do is accept your ordinariness. That's the path that's laid out. And why I say that is I see a pigeon, and it took me a little while to figure out why pigeon was showing up. But pigeon is a common bird that you see everywhere, I guess. And used to be domesticated, but whatever. And so there's two facts. One, you're special, and there's no one like you. And the other fact is you're completely ordinary, just like everyone else. And what's going to make a big difference for you is recognizing your ordinariness without making yourself wrong about it. I'm just a person. There's nothing special about me. I eat, I poop, I pee. There's nothing special. And dropping back down into your humanity, as opposed to trying to be something, get seen, be noticed, be special. What do you think of what I've said?
I tell myself that sometimes, but then sometimes I think I've squandered certain talents or gifts.
Right, and that part of you that thinks it's squandered thinks you're special. See how that works?
Well,
If
yes.
you're just ordinary, then your gifts are just like everyone, it's no more special gift than anyone else. You're completely ordinary. And if you meet somebody who's awakened, they have that to them. They're not trying to prove anything to anyone. They're just like, I'm just like everyone else.
Right.
And there's a ease that comes with being with somebody who has that mindset. So if you want to know where your true north is, it's the pigeon. It's being ordinary and being completely okay with it, free. Can you imagine the drama of trying to be special, like to be like a musician like Madonna or somebody who's got to come out with something fresh and new every year and look like they haven't aged? The incredible pressure that you're not under, that I'm not under. It's delightful. And it's exactly where you don't want to go. That makes this really funny.
Right.
My homework for you today is to catch yourself being and congratulate yourself when you catch yourself being ordinary without making yourself wrong. And if you want to do work in session, we can look at the reflex of needing to be special and loosen its grip on you. It's a lot of pressure to have to be special. It's a lot of pressure. Okay?
Right. Okay. All right. Hallelujah to the pigeons.
The pigeons.
All right. I'm going to do the pigeon pose when I finish my walk. That's for sure. All right. Thanks, Colby.
Pleasure's mine.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Elaine. Awesome. Asha, you there? Can you unmute your video?
Yes, I am going to do that right now.
Awesome.
Should be on. There I am. Hi, Shefali. Hi,
Hi.
Colby.
Hi.
Hello. So my question is, now I'm trying to figure out how to word it very concise.
You're
What-
quite a worker, aren't you? I see a beaver. Beavers are all about hard work. You're quite the worker.
You read my mind because it's a work specific question, and it's
I get it. Yeah, my friend.
So it's, what do I need to see, or what am I not seeing as I continue to move along my journey in my career path?
I need a more specific question.
I am working on career growth.
What do you do?
That's
What do you do?
I work in the healthcare industry. One of
What industry?
healthcare.
You're a doctor, nurse? What are you?
No, in operations, business
Uh-huh.
operations.
Uh-huh. Do you like that?
Yes, I love working with people.
Uh-huh. And what do you want? What do you want to know? Like, how do I move up in the world? Like,
Yes, how do I have a lot to offer, and I'm just trying to maneuver myself in a way so I'm not stuck or locked into one field, but I'm able to really reach the broader masses of folks that I work with.
when was the last time you had a holiday?
December.
Where'd you
I
go?
had a couple of weeks off. I went up to New York.
You're not quite clear on how to relax, are you? You work, 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 work. It's part of you. Who you are a worker. You hold that you're put on this planet to work like a beaver. Wood chip, weaver, the ones with the teeth and the like do dams. I think it was a beavers. Yeah, you work, 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 work.
Okay, I have to show you something. This is so funny. Hold on.
I don't. What is that? Is it a beaver?
Yes.
That's really funny. Very funny. The universe is always talking to us if we care to listen. It's always talking. So, my friend, you're obviously very talented, very hardworking, but you're not put on this planet to work as much as you're working. Notice I say that, and there's sadness, and there's like, I don't know what the hell to do if I don't work. Notice there's fear around like just being somebody who doesn't have to work, doesn't want to work. Like, let's pry open your identity a little bit so that you're not she who works, but she who works sometimes. Now, the reason that you work so much is it's a very easy identity for you to be in because it's comfortable and it supports your identity of being good. But it's not satisfying, sweetheart, because you've got a tremendous amount of sadness stored in your throat. Like, I want to scream when I talk to you, like yell, scream. And I know you can't seem to get yourself there, but you are so much more than a worker bee. Do you understand?
I just don't know how to be other.
Are you interested?
I am.
Great. So my homework for you is to not work 1 hour a day, not watch TV, not check your phone, but not work, whatever that means for you. Not nap, do something non-worky every day for an hour. And you're going to see how, like, oh, I got to do something. I've got to. I want you to practice that and consider that when we have a session, you stop being run so automatically, and we get under this inability to be present with you. You're great at being present with me and other people. You're great. You're so great. I feel so safe in your company. But you being present with you without having to engage, entertain, fix, that is a place of growth for you. And I know you can get there. I know you can get there. And life will become softer, rounder, pliable. It's not you against the universe anymore, sweetie. It's you cooperating with the everything and coordinating with it.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
There's a lot of peace in that, though. It's something that I want. It's just how.
Well, that's what we do in session, is unwind this. Right now, I'm just showing you what's in your blind spot. And then in session, we unwind the pattern.
Yep. I suspect there's a lot of programming in there that just runs automatically. That
Right. And habits, that's why I'm giving you the assignment once a day to take an hour and not work. Because you're going to see how drawn you are to work. It's like an addiction.
Mhm.
Right. And I want you to start seeing it. Because right now, your addiction works for you to some extent. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who's addicted to alcohol, it doesn't work for them as well as this addiction to work works for you. Life is very sterile if life is work.
Yeah.
Right? It's not interesting. Doesn't have an adventure, doesn't have flow, and it misses the feminine energy. Okay?
makes sense.
Namaste.
Thank you, Colby.
Pleasure of mine.
Awesome. Thank you, Asha.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, that was amazing. Some wonderful insights into blind spots that some of you all have, and some homework as well that Colby shared. So this is another great homework for those of us who are busy bees. I know I am also a worker for sure, and yeah, taking time to not work, not do anything, or doing something fun just because I enjoy it is a challenge. So I for one have started reading some more again, so which is what I love. So that's great. So that was something I implemented after Christmas because I realized I hadn't read something, for a long time other than spiritual stuff and neuroscience-y stuff, right? So I wanted just something fun and light. So it's about adding something that you enjoy into your life instead of just the to do, right? Beautiful. Thank you so much, Colby. That was wonderful.
Thank you, my friend.
I know some of the answers or insights that Colby gave may not have been what you wanted to hear, but that doesn't mean that they're not relevant or valid or what you needed to hear, right? So
In fact, if it made you
more can be,
uncomfortable, it's probably right on.
yeah, that's true, right?
It's right
So
on.
you can unwind more of that and get more insights, more information, and I guess you would do healing as well during a one-on-one session. So let's just take a few minutes and talk about that for a moment. I'm going to share my screen. So Colby's package is very simple today. It's a 60-minute private session with Colby. And so it's about transforming what is in your blind spot. So Colby, do you want to share a little bit about what a private session with you looks like?
All right, so people come in with a desire to move something that hasn't moved. And then I look at what's in your blind spot, direct your attention to it. And then we begin to unwind the pattern, similar to one of the callers who was living in the birdhouse, like the energy started just moving and she felt more grounded. So in the session, we point out where the blind spot is, and then we start to unwind the pattern so that you can make a new choice becomes available, a new habit becomes available that wasn't available, or a new level of freedom becomes available. And normally it's $250. Through this telesummit, it's $195. It's 60 minutes. And it's not another, here's a formula, here's another solution, here's another answer that's based in somebody else's life path. This is your answer for you. I'm helping you connect to the larger aspect of you so that you can be more in concert with it and be more fruitful here now.
Awesome. So yes, it is $195, and of course a payment plan is available. And if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code. There's some wonderful testimonials and feedback from folks who have worked with Colby in the past that you can check out on the special offer page as well. So yes, definitely take advantage of this 60-minute session with Colby. It'll be a transformational session for you to finally get that change, that transformation, unwind that pattern, that belief, that blind spot that is there that's been holding you back. So thank you so much, Colby. This was amazing. I loved it. It was like so enlightening to even see what some of the possibilities are, because I think like what you mentioned, like for Sarah, for example, is that was amazing, and that was not something I would have thought about. And what you mentioned for Ina, that was so powerful as well, right? So sometimes, there is a reason sometimes why things are the way they are, and we are getting benefit from whatever situation we are in. But that does not mean that necessarily everything has to change or should change. It just like sometimes getting that insight and that awareness from Colby can really help to put things into perspective, because sometimes we just get caught up in our drama, in our trauma, in our story, and in our past, right? Not realizing that the present moment, what we are experiencing, is exactly what we need for our spiritual growth, transformation, etc.
This session either changes the circumstance or gives you a different relationship to the circumstance. Like the young lady on the show who couldn't walk, hearing that, okay, this is probably not going to change, but I can now accept it more. And that was transformational, as opposed to a situation can change. So it can go in either of two directions. But what we're talking about is, at the end of the day, is freedom. Freedom from worry, freedom from procrastination, freedom from unworthiness, freedom. And that can equate.
The freedom to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it. Yeah, I loved it. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I do need to find out from Colby what my blind spot is, but we'll do that at another time.
Good one.
It doesn't have to be for everyone to know what my blind spot is, but we all have them, right? So
yeah.
Oh, you're so welcome, Ina. Thank you. Yeah, no, this was really I didn't know what to expect when we discussed this, but this exceeded my expectations, Colby, I have to admit.
Good.
So
I'm glad to hear it. It felt good to me.
Yeah, me too. It was brilliant. And I loved how you worked with the animal totems as well, right? So because
it's really wild, right?
That was fun. That was that was fun.
Years ago
right?
I thought I'd be a veterinarian, but I didn't have the grades, and because I've always been really into animals, and now it's like, oh, that's what the animal thing is about. It's about the archetype of the animal that I'm so like, because I'm not in tarot or anything like that. So I don't know.
No, and the archetypes were so relevant and resonant with whatever it was that the person was experiencing. So it was like spot on. So it was brilliant. So, and thank you everybody who was able to come on with their camera. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And thank you for bringing up your blind spot, because again, it gave us insights for ourselves as well. And like the homework that Colby gave to Pragati, that was brilliant. That could be for all of us as well. So there's so much wisdom here on this call. So I'm going to invite you to go back and watch again, listen again, and then of course, please do book your session with Colby so that you can get more insight and unwind that blind spot for yourself. And for those of you who didn't get a chance to work with Colby, definitely Colby can work with you in that one-to-one session to really give you that awareness of what the blind spot is and start to unwind and clear it. I know clearing is not the right word in this case, but it works. And Pragati says, I've been making my list of people in my life who are for me and are not. And again, from your heart, right? Not energetically. Don't just go by mentally, right? So really feel into it. But that's brilliant. Yeah, good. I hope I'm in the list of people who are. Awesome. All right. So thank you so much, Colby. Today is Thursday. We will not be back tomorrow. So have a great, wonderful weekend. Have a great Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day or just a self-love day, and so Pragati, especially for yourself, definitely do something for you. Accept yourself, love yourself, do something special for yourself. Okay. Any last words of wisdom, Colby, before we go?
Enjoy your life, people. Enjoy your lives. The best way to bring more joy into your life is to enjoy what's actually happening.
Absolutely. I love that. All right, everyone. I will have the recordings out in a little while. Again, go back and watch and listen and take advantage of the one-to-one session with Colby. It will transform your life. So thank you, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone.